Capricorn family, welcome to the channel. Thanks so much for being here. I am Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we are looking at your energy for the week. I hope things are going well in your world. These readings are timeless, but if you are watching them in real time, we have a new moon solar eclipse this week, April 20th. In Aries, actually. It's the second new moon in Aries, which is pretty cool because it actually gives us an opportunity to kind of reset our intentions for ourselves for the year amidst kind of just like all the stuff that's been changing and becoming different in our environment. Solar eclipse really bring that change into fruition, meaning we'll probably see some shifts when it comes to our external environment, people, places, and things around us, relationships. There's going to be a little bit of tension this week. Mercury goes into retrograde right after Capricorn. So, you know, just be mindful navigating the waters. I did an astrology video if you're interested on that dynamic. I'll be putting one up this week too on Mercury retrograde. So you guys can get the skinny. All right, with that being said, let's look into your energy, see how things are faring for you. Highest and best message. Oh yeah, so sorry, these cards do have like a nasty glare. Oh, ancestors. Actually, that's perfect. I learned how to do it after my 10th reading now. Okay, so this is a lot about connecting with our ancestral roots. That means that, you know, our families, our lineage, our heritage passes things down to us, right? And whether that is a habit, a pattern, a way of being, etc., we inherit those things. And the ideal of evolution and growth is that we heal the things that are a little bit more toxic while connecting with that. Oh yeah, there we go. Ooh, I'm sorry. I'm so used to putting it right by the camera. You know, while connecting on, you know, the energy, the power of those that have passed on, right? If that's our vibe, it doesn't have to be. But this really just kind of means understanding who you are from that framework of your family, your heritage, your lineage, and really taking the time, the opportunity to, you know, transmute those things. Transmute meaning getting rid of the BS, the things that don't serve us, the things that block us from living the life that we want, that we know is in alignment with us. I still can't read that. Oh, the Magi. Sorry, guys. It's been a struggle with these glossy, I don't know. What is it? Golden threading. I can't remember. I'm going to sound like such a absent-minded individual. Okay. So this, again, is connecting with the Magi is very similar to the Magician in the tarot deck. Being a conscious manifester, knowing how to work with the elements, meaning knowing how to work with what's happening in our environment, taking the steps to make certain things happen in order to have it come into being, right? But there's still some exploration around this for you, Capricorn. Things have changed, right? Like I said, it's being able to connect the wisdom of your third eye with your heart. You know, finding that proverbial balance. I mean, of course, like we carry things with us from our family. You know, we might even still be being affected by them present day, right? Family doesn't go away. Whoop, whoop. But it's that value of we still are our own individuals, our own soul manifestation, consciousness, however you want to see it. And like finding that harmony, finding that balance between the two is imperative. That is the formula for evolution. Whether you care about evolving or not, the whole point of evolving is just so we can enjoy this life we live, you know? It's interesting, like, watching little kids, little people, because especially if you have the experience, if you have kids, when they're newborn, they come into the world almost as these blank slates, right? But they're still connected with that spiritual realm. And as we get older, it gets hammered out of us by society. 5 of Cups just popped out. So something you feel really disappointed about, how things worked out, etc. There we go. I shuffled, you saw. You know, but it just confirms, like, and it's interesting, the full moon a couple weeks ago was a little intense. It stirred the pot. It's brought a lot of things up. Aquarius just moved, or not Aquarius, Saturn just moved into Pisces. So we do have to look at the things that are a little bit more not fun, difficult, that make us really disappointed, that it's like when stuff is not working out how we wanted it. And you're seeing that. And I think you're seeing this very clearly. This desire for a grounded new beginning comes through the strongest, but it's kind of surrounded by the disappointment of what the reality actually is. And there is something linked back to your ancestors that you do need to be a little bit more conscious about, right? So to me, this is usually a patterning, you know, like a way of interacting with people, places, and things that we've picked up from our family, from our environment. And that's that part of you, Capricorn, that does need to do a little bit of the reflection. And honestly, I feel like you're connecting with that overarching, right? Through the exploration. Connecting with your heart, but also integrating it into wisdom, into your daily life. All right. Whoop, whoop. So this is a little bit heavier. You're still kind of waiting. I mean, here's the thing. I see this as not really pumped how things are going, not loving what's led up to this point, but it is what it is. You see that. You're a very practical sign, Capricorn. It's like very stable, very pragmatic, strong in a lot of ways, even through the chaos, the destruction, the Tower energy. So you are finding this strength, but you kind of feel like you're the one, you know, I mean, and this often happens for you, Capricorn. You're the one holding it all together, right? You're keeping it afloat. And that does come back to that principle of being the strongest one of the bunch. So you're kind of isolating is what I'm hearing. You're not, and that's kind of where the downfall becomes of being a strong individual. It's great to be strong. Double thumbs up. You can't see the other one. I don't know. But I think sometimes it prevents us from seeking support, help, love, nurture from outside sources. And really all that does is it just makes it easier. It makes it easier to get through things, you know? Maybe you need to connect with someone who's been in a similar position as you, that's trying to figure out what to do. So we have Page of Cups, the Chariot, and the 9 of Wands. So, you know, someone who's trying to do it all themselves as well. Often we mirror people, situations that we're dealing with, because that's the law of attraction. You know, like attracts like. And so, you know, it's interesting because you both kind of have this energy of, it's not exactly what I want, it's not how I wanted it, but we're trying, right? We're trying, we're moving forward, each in your own way. you might be hermiting yourself a little bit with that 7 of Wands. So be careful. You have 2 sevens. So it's kind of like you're content waiting just to see how it all pans out. You had a Tower moment. Tower is when something comes in and we're not expecting it. It's a big fight, a big upheaval, you know, kind of that unexpected curveball coming in. But it looks like it's been sorted out-ish, maybe not 100%. Here's the thing. I think if you've made a certain commitment towards something to seeing if it will improve, evolve, etc., you both seem to have the same motivation. But again, you're both trying to do it yourself instead of working together, instead of trying to find harmony, community through the process. This person or situation doesn't want to lose you, doesn't want things to be over, but they're still trying to find their own way, irrelevant of you. And for you, you're just like, well, I'm just going to see how it all fares. And I think that that's where this exploration card comes in for you, Capricorn. Exploring different options, because some of this is attached to your, you know, just how you've been taught. No one's at fault per se. You know, it's just like learned behavior, right? That might not be for our highest and best, meaning it becomes the obstacle from making the choices, taking action in a way that we really would want to with this person or situation, you know? Letting fear get the best of us, or this kind of like way of thinking. And maybe you can identify it, you know? Trying to be rational, taking the rational approach, which sometimes is needed, right? But it's also restricting you in a certain way that you might not be cognizant of. Yeah. Because you don't want to feel left out. None of us want to be rejected, right? None of us want to be left out. None of us want to feel like, you know, we're getting tossed to the side. But I don't think it's about that. I think it's more about whether or not it works, whether or not it makes sense, whether or not it's a fit. And then after you answer those questions, really stepping into your power. The Mother of Pentacles. That's your energy, Capricorn, like really kind of like grounding into what you want and making it happen. But from a space of like peace and tranquility and abundance, you know, not the fears, not the anxieties. How is this going to go? Is this going to be a complete disaster? Am I going to look a certain way if I say this to this person or that person? I feel like you have to be a little bit more patient with yourself. Give yourself grace. You're a human, you know, we're all humans. We all can be a little bit messy or have anxiety about the way we think and feel, right? And being vulnerable. But that is necessary in this situation because it is kind of preventing you from, I think, just, you know, actually seeing the results that you want to. Right now, things are very disjointed between you and the other person. There might be aspects where you're like encouraged, excited to see where things go. But it's very surface. It's very like topical this week, if that makes sense. Doing it just to check it off your list versus like being in the integrity of it. As you let go, as you open yourself up a little bit more, seeing the changes, which probably is going to manifest this week with that new moon solar eclipse, which is dope. The external changes that come into our environment. Yeah, so being patient in the process. You know, sometimes we know where we want to end up, and then we can set these really high expectations or set a high bar for someone else to meet. I think this is not letting the anxiety get to the best of you. That is where friends, people that we trust and love can be such a grounding support. Having gratitude for your situation, even if it's not ideal or how you wanted it to go, there is still something that's happening that is beautiful, that's heart honoring, that's allowing you to move forward, which I love, Capricorn. Yeah, move forward. Yay. The cards never lie. We're going to keep it at that. Thanks so much for tuning in. Granted, this is just the energy for the next week. Take it as it comes, guys. You know, I do see that there's a lot of progress happening underneath the surface. You might not be seeing it, but as this new moon hits, you'll probably start seeing the fruits of your labor a little bit more, which is awesome. This is such a powerful energy to end up with, because it is all about you standing in your power, doing the work, seeing the product of your refinement, and from a really just like kind of sacred and honoring space. I hope this helped. Sending lots of love and blessings to your situation. Big thumbs up if it resonated. Drop comments below. Let's build and grow the community. Thank you for tuning in always. I appreciate you.